In this video, I'm doing these stitch braid cornrows. The inspiration was from Pinterest, and also because my other daughter, she had something really cute and simple, and my daughter right here was just like, I want something just as simple and quick. She didn't want to sit for a couple of hours doing like some box braids or anything like that. So we're doing these stitch braids. And you see me holding her head down because just trying to focus on that TV. But right now I am parting the format for how I want the cornrows. She wanted 6 at first. Then I was like, how about we do 4? She was like, that's even better. So I'm just mapping out how I'm going to braid this hairstyle because I am going to be crisscrossing and zigzagging it. I want to make sure the parts are nice and clean. To help with that, I am using some braiding gel to just help clean up the parts. I'm also going to be molding the sections with the braiding gel as well. Everything that I'm using will be in the description box below. So if you want to purchase it, you can just click the link and go ahead and buy it. I always buy mine off Amazon. It's cheaper, and not to mention, it also comes right to my door. I don't have to worry about going to the store to get it. Not to say that I don't love the beauty supply store, because I do. It's like a shopping mall for me. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, you see me just cleaning up the parts and getting the section together. I am going to just only show one side because the sides will be identical. If you haven't already, please subscribe and follow me. I really would love it. It's really helping my channel grow. It's letting people know that I'm out here. So please do so. And yeah, I also did not show how I decided to work on these sections the way that I did. The first thing that I did do was I parted her hair down the middle. Once I did that, the half of section, I put that section in half as well. I just cut it in half, and that is how I did the sections for the 4 braids. It's very easy. Part down the middle, and then once it's in middle, then you're going to part it, the half part, into another section, which will make it a quarter. And that is pretty much how I did this braid pattern as far as how long, like how wide I wanted the cornrows to be. And I wanted them this wide because doing the zigzag, I wanted a plenty of room. But I'm just letting you guys know because I know a lot of people have a hard time with having an even amount on each side. And you also have to be mindful of your client's hair. You have to think about each side of your face or head or even body is not identical, but it's close enough. Some people, it may be more density on one side versus the other, or it may be bigger on one side. But this helps me tremendously when I just part straight down the middle and then use the half sections and cut them down the middle and make them into quarters. And that's pretty much how I do. And I'm really anal about my parting because I want it to look the way you need to look from up close and far. And now you see I am just molding the braided part, the part that I'm going to be braiding first. I'm just molding it so all the hairs can stay together. If you're really trying to do stitch braids, you want to make sure that your client's hair is blow dried to the best of the ability, and then you want to use a generous amount of braiding gel because that is what helps with when you're braiding it in. Some people just put it all through the middle and stuff like that. I want it to look kind of stitchy, but not all the way. I'm not really big on doing stitch per se. I just naturally stitch because one, my hands will end up cramping up from just trying to make it look so stitchy. So it just naturally comes out that way because I naturally stitch as I braid. I don't rush my braid when I'm braiding. So that's not the case for a lot of people. A lot of people use the accessory of it's like a very pointy nail, or they may use a comb. And some care for stitching, some don't, like me. So it all depends on the look that you're going for. With this hairstyle, you want to have a lot of clips because as you're doing the zigzag, you want to start releasing clips as you braid. And I want to say you have to kind of be like a seasoned braider. I don't want to say like a beginner braider because you have to be able to stop and turn and curve and things like that and be able to meet your braid where it's at. Or you have to really just have help with releasing the clips. I know when I first started braiding hair, trying to release the braid and being able to start back where I left off was very difficult. But since I've been braiding forever, it's not difficult for me to stop in the middle of a braid and then continue in that braid. So right now you see me molding down this section because I am going to zigzag and crisscross to the other side where you see me molding down. Now I'm molding down the zigzag squares. I'm not doing the snake zigzag. I'm doing like corner to corner zigzag, which you'll see once I start braiding. But I'm just molding each section and really making sure I'm combing through. You do not want to braid tangled hair at all because one, when you're bringing your fingers through while braiding, it's not It's not a fun experience. And two, you just don't want to have tangles within a braid, especially once you take it down. A lot of people don't think about takedown, but I think about takedown with every style. If you're not thinking about the takedown, then you haven't really done your homework on certain hairstyles. But yeah, you see me just slicking it in, and I'm about to begin the braid. When doing this zigzag braid, I started from the corner of the box and I'm taking it all the way down to the corner of the end. As you can see, my hands is pretty much showing you the angle I am going for. And you want to make sure you're not braiding really tight. I know you see my daughter kind of frowning as I go through. I tend to braid a little bit more tighter when braiding on the scalp, but I'm just mindful that I'm not braiding it too tight because we don't want any red bumps or tension coming from that spot because it can cause some type of breakage or it can even cause some baldness. So you want to make sure you're not braiding really tight. Also, while you see me braid, you're going to see me use my unbrush to just detangle the ends to make sure they're not knotting as I'm braiding. Because again, you do not want tangles going throughout your braid. And you see, I just take my time and I'm just detangling and then I just keep going. Now I'm about to crisscross and I'm not adding any extensions right now because I know you guys are wondering, how should I get this length? I did have a braiding rack at the side that I had prepped. But because her hair is so thick, I don't need to add any extensions to her braids. And I know the question is, will this last? Yes, it will last. It will last as long as you take care of it. She does wear like a do-rag to bed and a shower cap to shower. So yeah, I'm not going to start feeding in until I get more towards the end, probably most likely off of her scalp because her hair is super thick and super long. So yeah, I'm just going to be basically adding in the extensions just to give it some length, not really for the fullness because her hair is already thick and it's already full. And I'm also sorry if the focus is coming in and out. I was doing a lot of movement and sometimes my camera will focus on other things than what it's supposed to. But as you see, I'm at the end and I'm just braiding down her hair and I'm about to start feeding in. I'm adding braiding gel to give it that slick look. So once I start adding in, it'll all look right. And I'm pretty much going a little bit further and you're going to see where you want to be mindful of how you're adding in the hair. So I'm adding it in right now and I'm just looking like, why is this braid so small? So then you're going to see me take it down and add in where her thicker part is in her braid because this is looking like a little twiggy braid and you don't want no twig braid. So you're going to see me take it down. I wanted to show you guys this in real time to let you know that if you have um a problem with density and not really being accurate, you can always go back. And I noticed once I slicked her hair with that braiding gel, it just took the volume out. So you see me go further up. Now I'm adding, and I'm going to be adding in a lot more strands quicker than I was before. And you see I'm just detangling. Then I'm going to add some more. Then I'm going to add again. You want to basically build up your braid to be the same thickness, not super thick as the scalp, but at least close enough where it looks like this is her hair. You want to give the illusion that this is her hair. I am using 32-inch Expressions hair. I didn't have to use the 42-inch because we wasn't doing it super duper long. Just long enough to give it a little, cute vibe to it. And it's basically a little past the middle of her